Right, so, as you're probably all aware, being fans of the tabletop games, we've just had Gencon online, and the last of the streams went up today for Legion. If you saw it, we'd like to know what you thought. We've put a few posts on Facebook about it, but we thought we'd just throw our thoughts out onto YouTube. So
into the world.
Into the world, yeah.
The ether.
Yeah, if anyone wants to listen to us ramble.
See what the ether spits back by the end of
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Does anyone care what we think?
Validate us. Right, come on.
Right, so we're going to start with X-Wing. We were missing Armada just because we are very new to Armada, so we haven't got a lot to weigh in on it. It's fair, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll start with X-Wing. Rob, you are the X-Wing guy.
Mainly based because of what
Excited?
Gencon did to us.
Are you excited about the releases?
Yeah, very much. I think some of the ships coming out, I think, are going to make pretty good additions.
Yep.
Things like the strafe mechanic
Oh,
that
yeah,
they put
the
in,
gunship.
like,
In space.
yeah, I think it's like, yes, I get it, but it's, I don't know.
I mean, you could basically Rob flies, you're Empire at heart, but you've kind of branched into Republic as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've got I think I've got everything except for Separatists, really, but they're the ones with the strafers.
I think Separatists are the only ones we don't have in the group.
Yeah, because they're rubbish.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Too expensive to get into. Don't need 6 launches. I can't afford that.
Yeah, I'm busy that day. Yeah, I think I'd like to fly aces.
Yeah.
And
What do you think of the TIE Heavy? Was that something that got you a bit excited for Empire?
Surprised it took so long to appear, to be honest.
It's true.
Solo
Solo's
came
been out
out
a while,
a while
hasn't
ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
2018,
it's,
wasn't
it's no shields, straight to hull. I alwaay get a bit twitchy with that kind of stuff. And
It's a medium base as well, isn't it?
yeah,
Yes, it is.
so it's, I don't know. I think it'd be quite niche.
Firing auto blasters out the back. That could be nice.
Yeah,
Auto blasters a thing still? I'm pretty up.
Yeah, they're a cannon, and this thing can basically fire its cannons backwards.
Yeah. But then haven't the Resistance got that now? Then
They've
got a cannon, haven't they?
they've got
rotating.
the C-70s or Resistance X-Wings in general. So there may be room for T-80s and things like that.
I did notice that on the card. Yeah. It doesn't specifically say T-70s.
So there might be something in the works there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Resistance X-wing.
We're theorising here.
That's what he says, honestly. So
It just says
it
Resistance and X-wing.
could be the X-wing that's in the Resistance show,
Yep,
which looks pretty spicy.
Which is all we need, more
I've
X-Wings.
never really watched that show, you see.
Yeah,
A bit too cartoony for me.
Yeah.
it's pretty nice.
But yeah, that basically gives you a turret, a range one, which is pretty nice. Yeah.
Which is it's a bonus attack, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. And you can spend your lock to modify it.
Yeah. Shenanigans.
And because... Would you get the range bonus for it? Because it's a turret? It's only at range 1.
So, with the turret, I think the turret does. You get 3 when you're at range 1.
That's odd.
Oh,
It's 2 dice.
No, I
average.
don't know.
Anyway, we'll skip over that
Don't do this to
technicalities
me.
and whatnot. Ian, were you excited by Gen Con's X-Wing reveal?
Right, obviously we've got a bullet point list of things here, and this will blend into one of the later ones.
Yeah.
So I started X-Wing at version 1. Rob's going to start over to version 2. What you said?
I was version 1.
Okay, so
Yeah, quite early on.
I got into Rebels when I started. Nostalgia more than anything. Love the ships, and I've really enjoyed sort of playing them all the way through. Picked up version 2 quite happily, but as version 2's kind of progressed, it's just felt that the Rebels have kind of been pigeonholed,
Yeah.
I think, pretty much.
Pushed to the peripherals.
And, so Gencon's coming up, all kind of a mystery, had kind of high hopes. Or not high, but I was interested in something. X-Wing has taken a back seat for me. This could have been something.
Yeah.
But it was
No.
absolutely nothing.
I
Literally
couldn't get
zero
excited.
shit. Even Empire got a token heavy tie.
Yeah.
We had nothing there. And then you're seeing all these kind of doodad, trick McFadden shenanigans that the other ships can do. And you think Rebels have got
How can we keep up
nothing
with that?
to keep up with that. We don't even have, is it the tech slot? Is it tech slot?
No, don't have that.
Yeah, that's
for
the next name, isn't
Resistance,
it? Yeah. We don't have any of those. So basically, if you're Rebels now, it's fly beef or go home.
I was going to say, I've not been able to make anything work outside my U-wings.
We just have
can't do it.
we have no choices. Even with the point, the errata that came out for the points, it did nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
big ships got reduced.
Big ships got reduced, but
Great, more beef.
a 0 agility and then dash.
No, I think that's a really good point actually with the whole beef kind of thing, because I remember when
But they took beef away from us.
this was it. Like when we started playing, and I just remember every time you put the Ewings out, it was like,
Just rebel beef
what a slog
all the time.
this is going to be. And I never beat them, did I? Really?
No,
Like
it's only
initially,
a couple of
whereas
times I've been
as
worked through.
ships have come out, and like Hollow and Von Reg,
Yeah, the control
use
strains
those,
and the
and it's I don't get worried about your. I don't get worried about like your
It's just
rebel
taking the
stuff
sting
anymore.
out of it.
It's
And
just
actually,
kind of,
the amount of control and interference that these new ships are giving you onto opposing ships.
Yes.
I can't remember all of them, but it was like
Strains
Hondo
and
was like
depletes.
you literally pretty much take control of someone else's ship.
Yeah, there's a bit of grey area of that, whether they get to choose the action or you
But,
do.
there seems to be a lot. This mechanic seems to be being pushed a lot, which is on player A, I can do these things to player B's ships. That goes beyond just shooting at them. And again, it's something which the rebels just don't seem to have. And I was gutted for years. For a long time, I've been saying, why can't rebels get Yoda as a crew slot?
Yeah.
Empire
Ben Kenobi.
Empire had Palp. And I thought, and
Makes
guess where he
sense.
turns up?
yeah,
So-
but Rebel
I will
Yoda would
say-
be old and
Yeah, that's why he's a crew member.
It does just
lounging back
feel-
and
it's just in his deathbed, literally just crusty Yoda on his deathbed.
I will say it feels like FFG have got the blinkers on because they know Clone Wars was popular. They know people loved the clones. So they're going, oh yeah, all these juicy stuff gone by our Republic faction. Rebels has just fallen a bit out of favour. And I really wasn't excited by Gencon because of it.
No.
And I'll move past point 2 and we'll come back to that. Because the Rebels they just haven't, they're not going to be fixed by point changes. You can make dash 50 points and then put a ton of X-Wings with them. They're still X-Wings.
I think it's fair to say that cynicism aside, the ships that came out look fantastic,
Models are spectacular.
really good. Enjoyed that. I'll keep playing X-Wing. I'll turn up to tournaments, as a Pathfinders or
And we
whatever
will
else.
complain.
I'll have zero expectations of winning, and hopefully then the people I play will be of a good-natured kind of slant, if you like. But first feel
They were sympathetic.
sympathetic.
Oh,
The
we
pat
did
me on
get
the head.
We did get some rebel. We got a rebel card, and it wasn't specific for the
Oh,
rebels.
the A-wing, wasn't it?
The Starbird Slash, if you haven't seen it.
That's that.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit
So
dodgy.
basically, an A-wing can take this talent, fly through an enemy ship, and give it a strain.
Yeah.
And when I was watching this with some uni mates, and immediately what Ewan said was, "That's great for the Resistance A-wing, isn't it? Because you can fly through, focus, flip your guns, and shoot them.
Do damage again.
But the Rebel A-wing has to K-turn or sloop through to get that shot.
Yeah.
So you've got to have something that can activate soon enough, but not too soon that you're going to then do a blue maneuver and clear that strain, so that we can capitalise off. It's just not going to work as well as we think it's going to be. You
Yeah.
can make it a 1-point upgrade or make it a free upgrade. If it's on initiative 1 A-wing, I'm going to fly through you. If you're upsilon, you're going to do a 1 forward. And
Stop.
or you're going to stop and lose your 1 dice. Because flying over something like Von Reg, trying to predict where he's going to be as an I-1, and
Yeah,
then fly over him, and then him not do a blue maneuver when his dial's blue. In his face, or an Inquisitor or something.
Yeah.
It's just not going to fix him.
Yeah, I mean, it is a shame.
And you can't really bring any ships out for it.
And this is, that's the crux, is that it's because of the universe, it is a finite number of ships you're going to have,
Yeah, exactly.
unless you're digging into the real recesses of the kind of lore and the canon that they
legends
might have, still kind of being accepted. But it just seems, it's a bit disappointing, really. But as I said, I will keep playing it. I'm not going to sell off my ships or anything.
I'm not disappointed. Just saying. I had a lovely time.
Rob's a happy man. You can see that on his
I had
face.
a lovely time.
Speaking of, we'll turn to something positive. So what are you looking forward to getting on the table?
I think, my mind's gone blank now that I'm under the pressure, but the First Order shuttle.
Oh, the Z class.
Yeah, I like genuinely. I really.
Malorus is on it.
Yeah, so Malorus,
Yeah,
and
Malorus.
there's the one where there's no attack dice. I
Oh
think it
yeah,
was.
was that the I0 one?
And I think that would be. I'd quite like to have a look at that.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, I think obviously it's just got a bit of shenanigans
You
in
start
there,
messing with
and
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do. You know, I think I've kind of found my niche.
You
That
mean
kind of-
basically, yeah, you know, at the end of the day,
You need to
fly
cheat
some,
the
you
support.
fly some nice lists. Rob's had a fantastic Inquisitor list.
Mm.
Which
It's
you
just
can
been
still
nerfed.
fly. Well, no, it has no. He's not.
No, he's got better.
He's got.
Oh, it's got
So
better.
yeah, so,
right.
so they increased the points, which meant that I had to take advanced proton torpedoes,
Oh no.
but I replaced that with
Oh my heart.
what was it? Ion,
No plasma.
Clusters?
yeah,
Clusters.
cluster missiles and
Concussion.
plasma torpedoes.
Plasma torps.
Yeah.
So Rob
Over.
enjoys his shenanigans and he flies them well. I've got to give him
Mm.
that. So he is a happy bunny, understandably.
He's our resident X-Wing player.
Jack will stick to beef.
I'll probably stick to him for you. I could sell everything but for you.
For Ewings, again, a
Be
very
happy
it's
bunny.
really solid list. It'll always make games close games. You've never been completely steamrolled.
It's been very close. I mean, I had a game at Imps that was 1 point difference, and we had a 2 point different game last time.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the first time I ever beat that was with
It was the Upsilon.
Kylo
And
Tabson.
that was just because you threw 5 dice straight through its face.
And it literally was just move,
The
and
Upsilon.
I did.
The Upsilon
I
did the
most
most work.
It really did,
It did.
because people just like a lot of people do the same thing. It's like, it's just an Upsilon.
Yeah, go for Kylo.
Let's just get rid of Kylo. You concentrate on Kylo. Kylo just does Kylo things, doesn't he? He
Mm.
just skates around and dodges things, and then all of a sudden you're like, hang on, this ship's dead, and I've not done anything about it.
Yeah.
So and I think the whole point with that list was hexacrypt, biohexacrypt codes. I think
That was the coordinated range, wasn't it?
yeah, just really, and especially if Tabson takes a hit, I get to literally coordinate Kylo from out of Mongolia, just absolutely miles away, and then I can barrel roll him back into arc and have a shot or
There was a
move him
solid list as
away.
well. I'll
Yeah.
give you that. You did fly well. So, Ian, are you excited about anything to hit the table?
Well, for me, it's about thinking, let's put just finding a list I enjoy flying,
Mm.
and like I say, just kind of doing, accept the fact that if I get a win,
I'll put a spin on your question as well. Is there anything you're fearful about seeing? Because there's one thing I am.
I mean, in some many respects, I'm kind of really much out of the loop when it comes to actually, like when these stuff dropped and the point stuff dropped, I went back onto sort of making lists. I felt really quite sort of out of the loop of it because I'm focusing so much on Legion at the moment. You know, I've got a list at the moment. It's 3 A wings and a Seg in the K wing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. Kind of as a rebel perversion of the Inquisitor list, which I wanted to try and.
Bastardised version.
I wanted to see basically, Imperials had all these toys on these essentially bog standard ships and an Alpha class, whatever it is. So I thought I'm going to try and do a Rebel version just to show you how ridiculously overpriced Rebels are for what we get. And
You did alright with it though. That was the ironic
I
thing.
did
with
alright,
it.
but I think that comes down to finding lists you enjoy.
Yes.
If you enjoy what
It's
you
fun,
fly,
yeah.
you're gonna do more out of it. So I've got a list I'm enjoying at the moment. You know, I enjoy painting my ships that were painted up, so I'm sticking with that. I think I've got through the points changes. I could put Bombardier on a Seg and still be under 200 points. So I'll keep doing that at the moment.
I know you're complaining about that.
The one thing I am worried about, and points might be a factor of this, where they completely double the points of these. The Eta-2 Jedi Starfighters, they priced out supernatural reflexes for everyone else. 24
Built
points.
it in.
Yeah.
It's their baked-in ability now. If they're going to make Anakin 100 points, I'm fine with that. But
Like I said, I turn up to lose and win Sportsmanship Awards.
yeah. So
Participation
anything else you want
awards.
to add for X-Ray? Any more comments?
No, not for me.
No.
I actually do. The Resistance, new X-Wing pilots. I don't know if you've seen them.
Yeah,
Poe and Snap Wexley are back
yeah.
with new abilities. So Poe can basically coordinate ship.
Yeah.
And Snap is the one that can allow you to open your
Wins.
S4s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
T-70 Swarm. Then put the thrusters on them. So you do a 2-speed barrel roll out of like someone's arc, flip the wings open.
I did
and then shoot
actually,
something else.
yeah, I did like when I read Poe's
Yeah.
ability. I thought
And
that was quite
outmaneuver
good.
Snatch Swarm.
It's almost as if FFG have finally engineered a situation where the game X-Wing will have lists where X-Wings are actually flown as a choice kind
Yeah,
of
I'm not a
ship.
fan of A-Wings, so X-Wings are a good thing for me.
I love the A-Wing.
It's still X-Wings though.
So they are still X-Wings.
They still go away.
I'm hoping the thrusters are making them just that little bit more potent with maneuvering. Now they can get a 2-speed barrel. Right.
Enough of this.
Yeah.
This.
We'll move on to the real game, which is Legion. Yeah. So there wasn't any original trilogy stuff released, or announced rather. We've had previews and spoilers for Darth Maul, Anakin, and the clone and droid specialists, which are going to be like the officers and the repairs,
Yeah.
and medics and things. So, any excitement at all? Because I know I am. I'm stoked.
So again, let's clarify here, ladies and gents.
I
Rob
jump ship.
is mainly X-Wing, but has got into Legion more out of solidarity, peer pressure, and being winged by
Lack
us.
of willpower.
It was like a wall. I'm definitely not getting Legion as I'm literally in the shop picking up boxes. Oh, yes, all of these.
I, again, similarly crumbled to Legion, vowing never to buy into another tabletop game, having got
And I
myself out
spent
of.
an X-Wing tournament convincing myself.
Yeah. And I spent an X-Wing convincing you to do it, laughing. That's it. Oh, I shall never do
I
this.
tried to spend that X-Wing tournament convincing you not to convince him. I failed.
Go on, Jack, do it. So I've just bought the gin expansion. I'm just going to dip my toes into the painting, and I came out with a corset and a Pathfinder pack as well.
This is it. So I play Empire, and Jack played Rebels, which made him respectable, and we liked him for that.
Yeah.
But then recently, he's basically paid to win. I mean, paid for a new faction. He's just got into
In my
separatists
defence,
as well.
I've got droids purely because my beloved wanted to play Padme, because that's her favourite character. So I said, instead of wasting the money on a corset and not having someone play droids, I'll play droids. And I lost control and I bought every expansion.
Literally.
So I bought another 3
Didn't
ones and a
Dooku
tank.
arrive before your corset though? That was the thing. It was like, yeah, I'm going to get the corset, but while we're waiting for that,
I'm painting up Dooku.
I'm going to get all of this other stuff.
So that's our background and our sad stories of addiction.
Yeah.
So what Mike's like, so yeah, so again, really as an Empire player, not masses to be excited about apart from the one single slither of kind of teasiness, which was, I think it was at the very end today, wasn't it, that the next 4 releases will be Rebel and Empire. We'll come on to that in a bit, I suppose.
That's something.
Again, I suppose the releases that we're seeing aren't massively surprising. A lot of it will be kind of teased by FFG themselves. We knew Anakin, we knew Maul was coming.
Or it would be from their distributor who puts it on their website. A complete plot.
Is it? Ahead of everyone else. The specialist packs, I'll be honest, I suppose part of me thinks, my again, because my feeling is, did they really need them? Did they really need a cheap kind of commanders to allow them to put more janky stuff?
I would
into
say
the list?
yes, purely
It
because...
makes it fairer, I know. Everyone else
Not
does.
even because it makes it fairer, because droids were coping with Grievous and Dooku.
Gosh, how did that work out for you?
It's worked out alright for me so far, except for a couple of games that have been a bit wishy-washy. But you can still only take 6 cores. And you can take 6 cores, like I've shown,
8 men each.
with 8 men each, with Dooku and a tank. So the price of the
I'm not sure if
commander...
this is a defence that you're playing.
There's no defence here. I'm getting angry.
It is. It's the price of that commander doesn't matter. It's because we've got some expensive operatives as well coming in Maul, and we've got Cad Bane who's 125, and then Maul's going to be 160. But Republican Rebels have got a 35-point R2D2.
No, again,
So it's swings and roundabouts, I think.
cynicism and flippancy kind of aside, yeah, the releases were expected. Darth Maul just fantastic, he's just
I'm
a
really
fantastic
excited for
character.
Love them.
He's gonna be, very, we
Big
like
fan
that a
fans.
lot. They're just grouping some more insane shenanigans. The Anakin stuff sounds very well.
Okay, so like the true YouTube professionals that we are, you'll notice that there's a different camera angle. That's because it's a different camera. We ran out of charge. We weren't prepared.
Premium content.
So we're going to be talking really quickly. as this one. Not
Yep.
as well.
So we started off with Big Maul fans.
Well, you got to Anagar the cards.
Yeah,
so it
so
seems
Anakin.
that they've got these cards where they can give it to your opponent and they can use it against them in some way during the game.
Yep.
I think it sounds fantastic. They're going to have to get the balance really right, I think, so people still want to bring them themselves without thinking that actually by bringing them, I'll just give myself a massive handicap because this card's going to nerf me in some way.
The cards themselves are permanent, but there's a drawback to them. So his 3-pip that was revealed, he can share his green tokens and he's reliable too, so he gets 2 surge tokens at the start of the activation phase. But the drawback is if he's got no units around him, he can't remove the suppression, I think it was. So that's going to be quite nice to just keep him tame.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see the actual stat lines because at 160 points each, that is 10 points cheaper than Operative Vader,
Yes.
who is, I think it's 5 health, 3 courage.
Yeah.
So that was going to be interesting as well. See how that goes. But no, I was happy with those releases on the whole. I'm just very much looking forward to then what the Empire level releases be. Hopefully they're not including Inferno.
I think that's got us a bit more curious than
we talked
the
about
current
that
announcements.
bit,
Anything you're excited for?
the Empire, whatever the Empire is going to come out in the future, to be honest.
So they've undermined the whole stream and given us a little taster to what's to come.
Obviously, this is only relevant if you play them factions, which Ian and I don't. So I just play Empire.
Yeah.
So it'd
True
be nice, integrity. But it'd be nice. I think it'd be nice to play against them.
Yeah.
And
They look like great models as well.
that's the thing. Like, we love them all. I can't wait to see people's versions of them, and whatever. And I think
I'm definitely going for the classic, that pose.
Yeah.
That's like the Phantom Menace. That is it.
killer.
Yeah.
So that excites me about this, to be fair. But as an Empire player, I think that little
Teaser.
the little glint.
We haven't forgotten about it.
Yeah,
That's it.
and
Shame they can't replicate that in X-Wing. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, didn't even get a nod. That's but so very briefly. No mention of Phoenix Squadron. That surprised us.
Yeah, well, going back to that.
Yeah.
That has been spoiled, but nothing yet. I can't wait for more A-Wings and B-Wings. So, do you feel like anything's going to be problematic from these expansions?
Well, I
yes.
What?
The stuff that we touched on with the fact that Vader, Operative Vader is very limited. Surge, courage, wounds, and then all
To
of
be
a
fair, we
sudden.
haven't seen the surge charts for either of these as well.
I can't
Obi-Wan-
believe.
Obi-Wan doesn't surge. We said in our battle report that he might surge to crit. He doesn't.
I can't believe that. I just think there's going to be something going on there.
I've got a feeling there's going to be no surges. Or Maul will be white dice defense with surge.
No.
Get away.
Because they were hinting that he's like a glass cannon.
Did they?
Yeah, like he's very
Glass hammer, you mean?
well, no glass cannon. Like he hits really hard, but you point a gun at him, he'll die. Glass hammer, glass cannon.
Tomato.
Yeah, we'll discuss our glass weaponry later on.
But no, for me, I think it was we spoke about these the generics that are essentially our tanks to coordinate when they've already got commanders that can coordinate. And so the one thing that may have put a crimp in that chaining line, which is a very powerful mechanic,
So that was the command card 1-pip that was spoiled.
suddenly the tanks can just be part of that chaining line.
And not just that, ATRTs, STAPs, droid cars.
It's just,
They're all very cool.
I think it's a fantastic thematic mechanic AI, and they need to have a face of order token, but it loses its impact if you can pretty much guarantee yourself face of order tokens every time.
So the thing I was thinking about doing with it is issuing it to a STAP, which then itself gets to coordinate to a droid trooper, coordinate that to a commando droid,
I'll stop listening.
and then use the card to coordinate forward to the other STAP, which then coordinates with another
Now
commando.
stop caring.
And so that's four orders out of a 1-pip card.
Now I'm angry.
Now zoom it out.
And now this is why I've paid to win. So yeah, I can't think of anything that's going to be majorly problematic because Anakin seems to be quite balanced with his command cards. Maul, I think, is going to be fragile.
I think it would be funny if Anakin got in range with a Padme, he gets like in a rage
Just kill them. Get out. The combatants, the medics are combatants for the clones.
Oh yes.
But they've balanced that by saying you can only repair one, heal one,
No.
and that's capacity one.
No, I mean it's a combatant. It's an extra dice in the pool.
It sounds like it's going to be quite cheap dice as well.
Yeah,
Because they've already said the clones have got the best of it, the best armor and the best weaponry.
And the thing is,
And they've already said that the generic clone commander is a lot better than the droid.
But the thing is, the cost should, as in what the points base should outbalance that, but they're not at the moment. They're comparable.
So
I think that's basically, you kind of touch on it, is that power creep.
Yeah.
You think about certainly clones at the minute,
Mm.
and compare that to, I kind of touched on before about like Operative Vader, and like a comparable version of that for the clones, and already it's just like, already better.
And I think power creep is just part of any game, and it's just how long can it be delayed or how well can it be handled. And I think there's going to be another errata or factor.
there's another
coming out.
points change coming
So
soon as well.
that's going to be really important.
For
I think
FAQ.
the clones should be made to suffer.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
You can't give them everything
Just
just
to give
because
it a
people
balance.
like them.
Right. So should we just
yeah.
finish off with perhaps some thoughts on who we think the releases are
This
going to
is
be?
this is the penultimate point, is the predictions for the future. So the eagle-eyed viewers of that stream will notice that after they put out a picture of the price points for buying these expansions, a mysterious black miniature was placed on the table with like a Krennic split cape, is how I would describe it. So it's got like two tails coming off of it. I'm thinking Lando.
Well,
He's very big on his capes.
I mean, we went through our predictions, didn't we, for who we
Yep,
thought
we
these
put that
people
on
would be.
Facebook. If you want
So
to
I
check
can't
it out.
remember what I said. I said I want to be Lando,
You said
Baby
Lando,
Yoda.
Baby
Baby
Yoda,
Yoda. So I ran out of ideas. Who cares about Rebels?
Inquisitor, and
Inquisitor and. No, I said I think it was something else. Oh, Black Saber, Dark Saber dude.
Moff Gideon, which
Moff
was
Gideon.
I'm just about to say he has a cape as well, so it could be.
We bet nothing on this. So who cares again?
Yeah.
But no, that's what we think.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that might be Lando, but then they said there is going to be one character released that we haven't guessed or hasn't been popularly guessed. So that's
That's why I think Baby Yoda's in there.
It'd be bloody. They'll troll us with a Jedi,
Yeah.
Sith, Jar Jar Binks.
so the thinking behind our
Jar Jar
predictions.
Binks.
Jar Jar.
Come on, he kills on a block. He kills some of his own men.
Yeah.
Watto.
Water. We've got flight stands now. So our thinking around the predictions was we've got a lot of generic Force upgrades that are potentially coming with Maul and Anakin, and they obviously don't want the Republic and Separatists to have all of the lightsabers in the galaxy. So that's what made me think Kanan and Ezra, and maybe Ben Kenobi. Just something like that, just to balance it out, maybe.
That'd be cool. The Ghost Crew would be so.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Sabine. Let's round it out.
That would be.
We all thought Inquisitors for the dark side.
I'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Give them Jedi Hunter, like Grievous.
Yeah.
Thematically, it makes sense. I think.
And fly.
Yeah, we're going to give them hover, and they're going to off they go
Fly,
off
deflect.
to a better world.
Baked in, deflect. Don't have to spend any dodge tokens to do it.
They're going to be on like ballpoint wrist, so you can just flick them.
Just
Like
Pull
that.
the wire.
Yeah.
Spin around really quick. It's like
Spin
those
around,
old
yeah.
toys where you can pull out the thing
Yeah.
and fly up like that.
Pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
I'd probably buy that.
Yeah.
And I think maybe on that bombshell. In fact, it's my bedtime.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts that you want to round out?
Yeah, play more X-Wing. So, yeah,
Rob needs to. I think you need to get some X-wing out there.
just get some X-Wing.
Yeah.
Just play some X-Wing.
You guys can knock yourself out because I won't be here. So,
Yeah.
but no,
We'll have to arrange some games.
I think yes, but all in all, I think the game's in as good a place as it can be, considering how long it's been going around. As I
I don't think we're quite ready for 2.0. Like a lot of people have been banging on about and wanting. Oh, we need 2.0. It's only been out 2 years.
before we start picking
Sit down.
fights across social media. So yes, no, I'm happy with it, and I'm still.
I think it's quite a balanced
enjoying it
game.
all. You know, you can never satisfy everyone with these announcements.
There's no dead faction, I don't think.
No
apart from
balance
Rebels,
game.
There's no
apart
dead
from Rebels,
units.
apart from Rebels and X-Wing.
Oh yeah. I mean, Legion-wise, it's a balance. It's a balanced game. X-Wing's a complete different kettle of fish.
I think we're going to outvote you there for the balance side of things.
Sorry.
I'm on that one, yeah, for sure.
Right, so that's just our thoughts on the streams. Obviously, Armada's got Clone Wars coming, which is very exciting. The models look fantastic.
Just stop talking.
But I might be jumping ship for that. So
Might means he is. So anyway, before we carry on, ladies and gents, thank you very much for hopefully sticking with us and watching this. Any comments, let us know. Again, Facebook page, YouTube channel, sign up. And take care.
See you.